Oh, really? Hi, Destiny.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello. Oh, I hear you scribbling. Are you there, Destiny?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
So
Hi.
this is a special guest.
Hi.
This is my daughter, Tara. She was just about to ask if she could go play video games, and I said, well, do you want to teach with me? I don't know why she thought that way, but. Ooh, we've got people showing up today. I'm excited. It must be grading season. Hi, Emma.
Hello.
Emma, I just got your email and sent you back a reply last night or this morning. It's all running together. But if you want to do a story time next week, I'm happy to do that.
Okay. That works.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hello.
Also, I just posted this morning, and this is my daughter, Tara, for anyone who's just joining. So she's gonna teach today. What are you gonna teach? I didn't actually tell her she was gonna teach, so now she's just making stuff up. Now it's all in the family. This is my wife, Haley.
Hi. Hi.
And Lena hasn't managed to get in yet. Oh, there she is. Hi, Lena.
Hi. Hello, Dr. Preston's family.
Hi. I can't see anybody though.
That's because they're all like Zoom savvy and have their video cut off.
Oh, all right. Well, no faces to name.
I told my family that you're all extraordinarily good-looking people. And we got Deanna coming in. All right, bye. Bye. You want to go play video games? Okay, you're out of here.
Bye.
That was my family. Now they're abandoned.
Hi.
I wanted to give people a chance to sign on because I saw a lot of folks in the waiting room. And now that it looks like most of the people there are here, I know there's been some confusion about final grades. So again, I posted this morning. I think everybody on this call knows their grade and they're all A's, but just in case, the default in the district this year, the way things have gone, is credit, no credit. So if you want a letter grade from your teachers, it's important for you to send them an email and let them know that. Obviously, if you have an A or an A minus in a class, get the grade, even if you have a B in most cases. But that's your option, and it's important for you to let people know. While I'm doing some house cleaning stuff, does anybody have any questions or comments before we get into things today? Okay. I looked at next week and I was thinking about how normally it would be finals week. And there's a slight poetic neatness to this for me because I looked at the number of Zoom meetings we've had. Believe it or not, this is Zoom meeting 47. And I thought how neat it would be to cap it at an even 50. So our last Zoom meeting is going to be on Wednesday. If anybody wants to get together because there's any loose ends to tie up on Thursday or Friday, feel free to make an appointment. I'll make myself available if you need me. But otherwise, we are going to formally adjourn next Wednesday. And the only things I have in mind for today, Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be, today I actually have some stuff to share with you. It's super brief. In fact, that's the theme of the entire meeting. And then Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be dedicated to editing and sharing thoughts on surviving with class. What I'm doing this weekend is I'm going to take everything that everybody sent me and I'm going to put it all into one big Google Doc. And then I'll share it with every author who's contributed so that we can see what we see. And then we'll play with that during our Zoom calls and in between. Does that work for you guys?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, without further ado then, there is a quote from the play Hamlet, and it's when Polonius is speaking, and he says, brevity is the soul of wit. What does that sound like it means? I don't expect you to know it off the top of your head, but I'm curious if you can make a decent guess. What do you think that might mean, that brevity is the soul of wit? Any guesses on what brevity means?
That's the word that's throwing me off.
Okay, so I'll give you the whole quote. This is a character named Polonius, and he says, "My liege and madam, to expostulate what majesty should be, what duty is, what day is day, night, night, and time is time, were nothing but to waste night, day, and time. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wit, and tediousness, and he goes on from there. And then he says, I will be brief. Your noble son is mad. Brevity means the art of being brief. And it's ironic in that character because this guy is like a yap, yap, yapper. So if brevity is the soul of wit, if being brief is the soul of wit, the basic idea is that, think of it this way, and I'll actually put it in the notes this way on the course blog, less is more. Yesterday we read two very brief poems by Emily Dickinson, right? Those poems were extraordinarily meaningful. They packed a lot of punch for just a few words and syllables. Do you have any friends or do you have any teachers who go on and never seem to finish a sentence? And you're like, you could have said that in 3 words.
Yes.
Okay, that's the opposite of brevity being the soul of wit. Do you remember what a haiku is?
Yeah.
Remind us.
What?
Remind us. What's a haiku?
Haiku, isn't it like one of those poems where it's like 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables?
Yes. My favorite example of a haiku is, haikus are easy, but sometimes they don't make sense. Refrigerator.
What?
Get it?
It's like, oh my God.
Bad haiku humor. The thing that I love about haikus, though, is when you think about it, you've got 17 syllables total to tell an entire story. There is another example in prose, and I don't think this actually happened, but I'm going to look it up so that I get it right. I think this is an urban legend, but somebody was, the way the legend goes is that somebody asked Ernest Hemingway, who was a famous American author and a contemporary of F. Scott Fitzgerald, who wrote The Great Gatsby, to write the shortest story he could think of. And it's not supported that he actually did this because similar stories are earlier than this. But he wrote, for sale, baby shoes, never worn. Can you use your imaginations and tell a story around that?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of stories can come from that.
Yeah, but when you think about it, that's only 6 words. And yet there's so much imagination and meaning that springs from those 6 words that you kind of go, whoa, haikus can really make you think. Let me give you an example of a philosophical haiku. New Year's morning, everything is in blossom. I feel about average. And sometimes when you think about haikus, you can make them funny. You can make them philosophical or whimsical. But again, it's the art of being brief. And what I wrote for the post today was, today on Zoom, we talked about the idea, which originated as a quote in Shakespeare's Hamlet, that brevity is the soul of wit. What does this mean? How do you see the relationship between the power of language and how much language we use to express ourselves? And the title is Brevity of the Soul of Wit. Now, I've talked about this for about 5 minutes. I feel more or less complete, but I'm wondering before we go if you have any questions or comments. Do you feel like you understand it well enough to write around it?
Is it saying like brevity is the soul to wit? Like, is that what it means? Like to be smart, like being concise or being brief is also, like the reason why some people are smart, or like is that what it means?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, then never mind. I don't have questions.
And the reason I answered in one word was intentional. Sometimes if you remember from class, you know that I don't answer in one word. And the reason that I don't is because a lot of our students understand things in different ways. So if I'm talking to a room of 35, 37 students, I want to make sure that I'm explaining enough in enough different ways that different people grab onto different parts of it. And a lot of people think, oh man, that guy just talks a lot. Well, no. Does anybody else have any questions about this?
I'm a bit confused with the whole thing.
Okay.
Do you think you can like give a brief summary of it again real
Yes.
quick?
Happy to. So brevity refers to the art of being brief, using just a few words instead of a lot of words. The soul of wit means the essence of humor or the essence of meaning or cleverness, because back in Shakespeare's time, wit was used as a way of describing clever thinking. If you were witty, you were sharp, you were smart. So a smart person, according to that idea, can express him or herself in just a few words, where someone who's a little bit clumsier or just likes the sound of their own voice will go on and on and on.
Got it. So, okay, got it.
I used to call this football coach's disease because my coaches growing up had a knack for never quite finishing a sentence. Like you'd think they made their point, but then there was more and more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. No offense to football coaches or anyone who's related to a football coach. Last thing then on my mind, and Emma, I'll direct this to you because you were the one I have to thank and mention it the other day, but I know it's true for everyone. Was there enough structure on the final reflection to help you craft that on your course blogs?
Yeah, I posted mine yesterday too in the morning. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, you can tell who's got to catch up on reading blogs this weekend. Okay, everyone. I wanted to keep this short for obvious reasons, but also I know this is the last Friday we have together, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, whatever that looks like in your lives. And I'll see you, I hope, on Monday. And again, if you know anybody in the course who hasn't been a part of these and is either loitering on the sidelines or just having a tough time in general, bring them in. I promise it won't hurt. We're going to have a decent time and keep things fairly brief as well. And then we'll wrap up on Wednesday. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how we put all this together for the writing that you've done. All right. Have a nice weekend, everybody. I'll see you.
You
Bye.
too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.